welcome to your live program. So we are going to add our members and guests. Hey, good morning, Supratinda.
Morning. How is?
So we have started the program, though the time has not come yet. So let's try to join our chief guest today, Mr. Shun. Hey, welcome, Mr.
Hi.
Shun.
Hi. Hi.
Good morning. So hope I'm pronouncing right your name.
Good morning.
Sun, right?
Yes, Shun.
Okay.
Shun.
So, Sun, welcome everyone to our live broadcast event featuring incredible Mr. Sun. Get ready to be inspired by his renowned cycling record breaker who has conquered the countless challenges on two wheels. Let's dive into our inspiring journey together. So, Supratinda, I'm handing over the mics to you. We had started a little bit early, but let's not waste much time and let's start our journey.
Yes. Good morning, Shun. All good. How is your ride going?
Yes. All good. Well and
Okay.
good. Hope you
Great.
are doing great.
And how is the weather in Chennai right now? It's quite hot. Must be like everywhere.
Yes, it's hotter than previous years, and it's getting hotter and hotter as the days goes on. Summer is like that.
So, Shun, can you just tell us about how you started your ultra cycling journey? That's the basic thing that we first want to know.
Okay. So first of all, I started ultra cycling by getting into the fitness activity first. So I was around 80 kgs in 2013 end. So when the time I was advised by one of my mentor, I could say, and my boss. So he insisted that when I joined the corporate, I was at the 56 kgs. So over the period of some 6 years, I have put on the weights and my physical activities are gone. And so he insisted that you should do something kind of a thing. So I have started the corporate fitness sessions in 2014 Jan. From there, I have slowly started the walking, running, and then shifted into cycling by started the cycling on September 2014. So after that, I get to know about the brevets and all those things, and slowly I was started doing the 200s, 300s, 400s, 600s. In 2016 March, I done my first ultra. I could say 1,000 kilometers BRM. From there on, it's continuous brevets I used to do across South India, and done some few ultra races also, two races.
Okay. Yeah.
That's where the ultra.
So practically in the last 10 years, you have done more than 3.5 lakh kilometers as per
close to 3.5
as per your
close to
record on
3.5.
Strava and other apps also.
Yes.
So and just tell us about your what's the best ultra cycling race you have done so far. You have done lots of ultra cycling races around the world and rides also, not only races. So what's the most important or most you can say grueling race that you have ever attempted?
So I could say choose two events, I could say, because one as a supported race and another as a self-supported one. So supported race I have done Deccan Cliffhanger 2016 and 2017. So 2016 was I was a rookie. I didn't know about all those ultra cycling, all those things. I had done 1,000 at the March and done another 1,200 in September. So that's what pushed me to put it into the Deccan Cliffhanger. What should I do? So it was lots of mistakes we have done at the 2016, and I want try to do it at the 2017 again. And still, we have done mistakes, but it was one of the most memorable races, I could say. You might have known Mohan Subramaniam sir from Bangalore. He was on the support crew, and one of our friend Harish Vengachalam. Those guys were supporting me in 2017. 2016, it's kind of a team. So Vallabharto and team have supported me. So it's a kind of a new exposure to me, and we not done any podiums and all, but it's still at the memories as a fresh thing and lifelong memory even. So this is supported race. So coming to the self-supported events, I have done a Bliss in the Hills. I have done it twice in 2016 and 2019. 2016, it's one of the toughest event. It's not an ADEX event. It is run by a separate person. He runs the club named Bangalore Rivers. So he used to do this 1200 in every year at the November month, September, November month, October. So somewhat the dates he fix it. So when I did the 2016 edition, it was a third edition. So that time it was around 40 people have done the previous 2-3 editions, and only first edition there is 3 official finisher, 1 out of time finisher, and second edition there was 8 people completed together. So it's kind of a huge event which have around 1200 kilometers, covering elevation of 12,500 meters to 13,000 meters of elevation, almost covering all the major hills of Tamil Nadu. Ooty, Yerkadu, Yelagiri are the hills which are major, covered in that event. So 2016, I was supposed to be completing in 80 hours and 1 minute, which is the fastest on the course. Previously, it was 87 hours and 5 minutes. It's tough. First 600 kilometers, it will have the full of rolling terrain. Kerala, Karnataka rolling terrain, around 5,000 to 6,000 meters of elevation. It will come. After that, it's only hills. Ooty, around 2,000 meters of elevation we need to climb up, and Yerkadu, 1,200 meters of elevation we need to climb up, and then Yelagiri, it's a small hill. It's around 700 meters. So after doing all the 600 kilometers with 6,000 meters of elevation, we need to do these climbs. It's more challenging mentally and the terrain wise also. So it was one more thing I want to tell, that during that event, that time in 2016, it was not too much of WhatsApp and all those things, but this event had the WhatsApp communication and all. So they were motivating me throughout the ride. Around 30 people or 40 people were there who are started with us. So only 4 people are on the course. So they were cheering us to do well done, and all those motivations only pushed me to do that 80 hours or 80 hours 1 minute. I don't know that it was the fastest time until I was around the 1,150 kilometers or something like that. So someone in the group told that you are going to be the fastest. Try to finish it in within 80 hours. But unfortunately, it was 80 hours and 1 minute when I reached the end point. So it was more memorable. From there on, there are many events, but I could rate that for self-supported event, this Bliss in the Hills was one of the most memorable and accomplished ride of mine.
So,
and Deccan Cliffhanger.
What do you prefer? Crew supported or self-supported? What kind of race would you prefer?
So this is a tough question, I could say. So it's both are different league, I could say. So self-supported is someone will like the self-supported race, but same person will not like the supported race. But I am I could say I am okay to do both the races, and I could treat self-supported races are more easier than the supported race, because supported race it's a faster race. You need to go on. We need to catch up on the times and all those things, and we need to be it's kind of a, we could say see the ramp how it goes. So that way it's kind of a over enthusiasm we will be having, and we have the support members with have. It's a teamwork mainly. The self-supported race is not a team on, but supported race we need to have a good team. For example, we have Kabir from India, who had a good team full of some 15 to 20 people with him. So that's where he signs at the international level from India, and he able to complete RAM, and he was going again and again and doing lot of ultra races in India. So that's the main thing for the supported race. Everyone will not be blessed with that kind of a support system support team in hand. So if we have a support team as like Kabir, Bharat, and all those ultra endurance guys who have signed in international levels, we have a supported team with us, then it's a go-to race for me also to do the supported race. Otherwise, self-supported race we can be on our own and we can enjoy our terrain, ride and feel and everything is. So I could equally tell that both are competitiveness will be there and both are equally tougher to ride and whatever even we are choosing, we completing it, it's have own challenges and all. So it's even
in fact, in our coast to crest ultra race last year, we got most of the racers were self-supported, and they practically they did like another
okay.
BRM, so they were all prepared.
Yes,
So
yes, yes,
it was
yes,
practically
yes.
their mental and physical strength that they could ride, because there are no crew to support as such on the road. So
Yes,
that's a
yes,
different
yes, yes.
experience that they got.
So yeah, both of the
In fact, after Shun's connectivity looks like a problem. Anyway, so what?
Yes, Supratim, looks like there was some
Yeah,
glitch in network.
that can
So
happen. So what Shun was
yeah,
telling us that there can be a good balance between crew supported race as well as self supported.
yeah, but the discussion, Supratim, what I was finding as a new cyclist that San try to highlight that when it's a crew supported, it's not all about the racer who is participating. Rather than it's more important that how good or how bad is his crew or his crew members are. So his performance is totally or maximum is dependent on his support
Right.
system.
Absolutely. So it, and another point that he pointed out that's very important to note, that we, after all, it's the rider's mentality. Of course, if it is a supported race, it's a help from the team. But if it is a self-supported race, that incidentally on C2C, we are promoting both crew-supported as well as self-supported. Yeah, Shan has joined again. There must be some connectivity issues. So we may not have a great team for self-supported races, but yeah,
sorry.
yeah. Can you hear us now? Okay, so we
Yes, yes,
are
yes.
just discussing that thing, that what is the future of ultra cycling, that whether it should be a supported race or whether it should be a self-supported race. How do we all can motivate more endurance riders to take up race? Not necessarily rides. We are not talking about just weekend rides. We are also talking about proper races, ultra cycling races that we want to promote in India and in this part of the world. Not many races are there. We don't have much of ram kind of races. There are only 5 RQ races in India right now. So we want to promote that culture. So if
Yes,
you
yes.
can tell us, Shan, about uh, how to motivate, how to groom such riders for taking up ultra cycling races, if you have any thoughts on this.
So biggest challenge on doing a ultra supported race is the one of the thing is building the team. So for that the riders has to be connected with the local riders. If I am from Chennai, I need to have a good people of a, if it's a 600-kilometer race, I need to have a 5-member team. If it's a 1200 kilometers race or a 3000 kilometers race, then I need to have a 20 people's kind of a, 10 or 10 is minimum I could say. Otherwise, if we have a 15 to 20 people in with us supporting the 3,000 kilometers race, then we will have a, that person is ready to attempt that race. It's not about that one day, I could say. So that person who is racing has to be connected with that core team. If it's a 5-member team or for a 10-member team, he need to be connected with the team and he need to do a mock races, mock rides before the event. That's where we are lagging, I could say, from India. So we are doing the, I am seeing the Deccan Cliffhanger races. There are few people from Pune and North are doing the mock rides over there in the on the course in the DC. So that kind of mock rides has to be happen so that they will know what are the mistakes they are doing, on the race, that the speed and what the pace of the mock ride should be around 80% of the race pace. It need to happen three months before the race, so that they can fine tune their mistakes and they can come back stronger. And that kind of a thing, if you are as an organizer point of view, if you are doing a race in maybe September or November or December, means I could suggest if you guys can come up and do a mock rides on the route. It may not be a full route. You can choose a 200 kilometers route or 300 kilometers route, and whoever registered for the event or whoever not registered for the event also come with the team and do the rides. You can be at the flag of kind of, it's a kind of a mini event kind of a thing. If you have more riders, then it could be a big click for you, so that they can try out the things and they can register for the event and go ahead. It's one of the main point I could say we are lagging by for not doing the mock rides before the event. We are going and doing it on the event, and maybe few days before the race, every crew members will be there and they will be doing 100 kilometers ride and all those things. But we are not doing it 3 months or 4 months. Ultra races, I could suggest it should be planned 1 year before that. Before the event date, we need to decide that we are going to do an ultra race. It's not that over the night we are deciding that I am going to do a 600 kilometers ultra race in maybe August. Then it should have a 3 months of training in it, minimum 3 months of training in it, so that the rider can train well for the event. 3 months is, I could say, it's very less time. Minimum, I could say 3 months. It could be a 6 months or 1 year. They have to train for the event and come for the event and perform well. That's one of the main thing we are lagging. I am seeing that more Marco Polo was here in Chennai for one of the camp at Chennai. So when we are seeing that I am following him for the past around 5 to 6 years, I could say. So I have seen that his rides he used to do. Nowadays he is doing the raw only. This year he is doing the another version of raw. So he used to do the mock pace ride and all those things. That's where he stand alone from all the other riders. He is aged around. He is a veteran, I could say. So he is still competing with all the young racers and all those things, and he is shining better and performing better. He is keeping. He was climbing the hills just like that here in Tamil Nadu in the camp and all. That's what I was hearing from the riders who are riding with them. So the mock rides and the support team has to be strong. So you can organize a webinar kind of a thing with the racers and crew members who are there with the racer. So you can do a one month session, one session per month, I could say. So you can motivate them, and you can if they are a fresher kind of, then you can invite Kabir, who is more experienced, and Kabir's sister Swapna, she is more experienced in how to handle the crews and all those things. And Amit Samrat sir, so he knows well about all those things, how the ultra race is happening, how in the ultra races the riders are struggling, how the team. Those are the veterans, I could say, from India who are performing well on the ultra cycling scene. So that kind of webinar can be conducted, and these mock rides, maybe if possible you can do it. And also the registrations has to happen, start 1 year before, and you can tell that, so that even clarity should be there. That's the main thing. So the riders has to be clear on what they are going to do. So the event dates has to be well planned, and before 3 days or 4 days, the riders has to be advised to be on the race start point kind of a thing, so that they can be there. So the team members can chat and what they can do. So their strategy and all those things they can do. So that kind of 3 days before the events, you can have the big collections and all those things there. So the team bonding will be there, so that they can perform better on the event. So mainly the riders needs and all those things has to be understood by the crew members, all the crew members. The roles of the crew members can be explained by you guys in the webinar, so that if someone is new on the crew, who is hesitant to ask on the to the team whether what I have to do, what kind of things I can do. They will have some small doubts. Some people's all the people's are might not be open enough to ask whether I can do. They will be having an interest to support the racer. But if we ask more questions, if the rider, racer, and the crew chief will decide on he is less experienced, he is asking more small questions. So so they might be think about twice whether he should be in the team and all those things. So that kind of hesitant will be there for the new crew members. So those questions you can address this in a webinar, so that the new crew members will have more clarity about what their roles and responsibility on the race. So these are the few points that comes up to me. Maybe it will be helpful for you guys.
Most probably you are in mute. We cannot hear you. Could you please check?
We are getting lots of questions incidentally related to what you just said. So, Arnav, can you just tell us the questions that we have from our viewers right now?
Yeah, the questions are flooding. So people are raising questions. I don't know how much I will cover. The first question: what for
Your voice is breaking a bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Breaking.
We cannot hear the questions properly.
Yeah. What?
We
Again.
can't hear
Again
it properly.
Breaking.
Okay.
Most probably.
Let me just go back to the comment sections if I can find here.
So one question was from
So I am seeing one question. What are your mental training plan for self-supported ultras? So the mental training parts, I could say that you need to train for the event solo. Group rides are okay if you are on a team and all those things. But when you have a solo rides, you will understand more about you, and you will come over all those things. If you are doing a 24 hours race, if it's a 600-kilometer race, you repeat a 12 hours rides, maybe 5 to 6 rides before the event, before 1 month of the event. I could say minimum 4 rides, 12 hours rides, 10 or 12 hours rides. It could be a full day ride or full night ride, so that when you go through the night period, some will be feeling low at the night time. So they need to come good and ride strong on that night time. Some may be good at the night rides, but many will not be good at the day ride when the heat is there and all those conditions on a headwind section. So the terrain also you need to choose, if it's a rolling terrain or it's a hilly terrain of the race. You need to be more aware of the course and understand that what is the elevation we are going to do in a 100 kilometer. We need to split the race distance, I could say. If it's a 600 kilometers, first 100 kilometers you need to analyze what's the elevation is, the maximum elevation is there. 100 kilometers, 600 meters elevation is there. Next 100 kilometers, 1200 kilometers elevation is there. So that kind of analyze you need to happen. So if these things you plan, strategize and analyze before the race, and you plan your training rides of that long rides, maybe 10 hours or 12 hours if you are doing, or maybe if you have time constraints, 6 hours of the race of the training rides, then you can maybe do a 6 hours ride, means with a 1000 meters elevation, 2000 meters elevation, you can do the training. So that time you will have all those mental thoughts will be coming through, and you will overcome it. You will feel that you need to discuss with someone who is close to you after the ride. I feel that this part I was lagging, and all those things you need to discuss with someone. Maybe you have a mentor or coach with you. You can discuss with them and they can suggest you many things to come over things. If you have stick with in your mind itself, then it's tough. You need to vocal and with the someone who is, if you don't have a mentor or coach, you definitely you will have a good friend of you who is riding with you, or your who are close with you. Otherwise your family members, your wife or brother or father, whoever is closer to you, who understand about the cycling, just as a thought, so they can come up with something. You can hear, you can divert your mind, you can think about something else when your mind is going somewhere else. And it's being tough kind of a thing. You can divert your mind to some other things. You can think about some happy moments whichever happened in your life, or some memorable rides. You can think about it and just kill the time. That's it. Just we need to kill the time and that mental thing will go off.
That's good.
That's my experience, I could say.
So what do we understand, the Sun sir is focusing or suggesting everyone to do more and more practice and discuss with your right mentors before appearing for any or at the preparation time. So Sun sir, I'm coming to the next question. So next question is, someone has gone through your profile and find that you have done back-to-back Everesting and 10K and different type of Everesting. So how do you got that information, and how do you get motivation for such tough challenges?
So Everesting thing, I was zero until the COVID period. I don't know aware of this, the Everesting and all those things. I don't. And in 2016, one of my friend told that we will go to a nearby hill. It's a 700 meters climb, and he told that he will be doing some repeats. So I don't know about that. He told that he will be doing some 20 repeats, and he want to ride from Chennai to there at the base. We don't have a car facility. We don't have a car and all those things during that period, 2016. So we planned to ride from Chennai to the base of the hill. It's a 200 kilometers, and then he planned to do a 20 reps and return on next day. Whenever he finished the 20 reps, we plan to return back on riding the same thing. So I thought that okay, I will join. Myself and one of our another friend, two more friends joined for the ride. So we rode from here and go to the base. It was very hot, and we did one climb that day. So that guy who planned for 20 climbs did 2 climbs, and we booked a hotel and stay there. And he done a evening climb, and we also coming. We done a 1 climb, and he done 2 climbs, and he thought that he don't have legs, kind of a thing. He was not prepared for it. So we returned back on next day morning. We slept well and returned back on next day back. So that time I was not aware of this Everesting and all the thing. Then 2020 COVID times, I was training with. I got a trainer in July with during the COVID time. Smart trainer, I mean. So I was into virtual riding. Zwift, I used to sign up and do all the group rides and all those things. That time I know about that ISRT. So Indian Mayank, you guys were aware of, I guess. He's in Canada, so he's working there. But he used to have that ISRT group
here. He clinched the country record, I think, in 2017 also in his category. Yeah. Mayank.
Yes. He done that 1,000 kilometers race. Inspire India, right. From Goa. He done a 1,000 kilometer race recently. He came for that event and he completed it also. So he was doing all those repeats and all those things. He was sharing those information in Discord channel. We were connected with the Discord ISRT channel. So in that he used to put all those things, and many people from Bangalore people will done some Everesting and all those things. When Kabir done it, I came to know more detail about it. So he done a half Everesting, I think. He done many things. During when I was connected with Zwift and all, he was done a half Everesting. Then I went back and searched on all those things, and I have discussed with my team, Motley Crew, which I was training with, and Coach Kandapasar was training me. So I told that I want to do this thing. So meantime, yes, there is a 12-hour national virtual championship happened in Zift, which was organized by our Indian team, not ISRT, another group it was organizing. So that time I was planned to do the 12-hour race. Kabir, Mayank are competing in 24 hours race. Due to my personal things, I stick with 12 hours. That time I was, that's the first time I was experiencing 12-hour continuous rides in indoor. So I was done some 410, 15 or something I have done, kilometers I have done. I was able to be on the saddle and only 5 minutes to loop breaks. I took everything on the. That's the first kind of experience. It happened on August 14th, August 15th, Independence Day. So that gives me a icebreaker to do the Everesting thing, virtual Everesting. So then next month, this I was on the training of for riding in 12 hours. So then I was shifted my training towards the virtual Everesting. I done a 1 month proper climbing rides, and before one week we taper down, and we did some easy rides and all those things, and we prepare for it. Then I was done the virtual Everesting in 14 hours something. So that was my first experience, and then I read all those Everesting details in their website while registering for that event. So then I was okay. We done it in the indoor. Let's try it in the outdoors when the situations comes back normal. Then I done a half Everesting. Next January I done the half Everesting. Then next one year I put a pause, and I didn't get a time to do that full Everesting kind of a thing. Then last year April 14th, that I had a three days off from office kind of a thing, weekend and all those things come together. So then I planned the full Everesting. Then okay, let's done the full Everesting. Full Everesting I have done. Then I feel that it's we have done almost 8,900 meters elevation. Then let's do the balance 1,100 meters to finish the 10K challenge. So Rome is a 400 kilometers ride with 10,000 meters elevation in 36 hours cutoff time, and it should not have it can have a sleep break, but suppose I didn't have a sleep break on that. As is Everesting, we should not take the break more than 2 hours. I was planned for that Everesting, so I didn't have that. So I finished that full Everesting on April 14th of last year. Then I thought let's repeat a double back-to-back half Everesting 3 days kind of a thing. I had a plan. So I went for that year end. I had a Christmas holidays and all those things coming together for a three days kind of a thing. I went with a plan of doing let's try for the first half Everesting, and then decide on. I went blindly, and I was planning for a 3-day climbing, but I am not sure how I am going to do. So then by the feel I was doing that double Everesting with a double Rome challenge in December 23rd last year. So it is 800 kilometers with 20,000 meters of elevation in 46 hours and few minutes, I guess. So it's kind of a really a mental challenge. I was done at 30 hours continuous rides. That time, then I went for a sleep break. Then I refresh myself, and then I feel that let's go and do the double Everesting thing. Then same thing, 8,900 meters. When I did the full Everesting, I thought that 8,900 meters we have done. Another 1,100 meters only. Next time we need to do a 10K means then we need to do again full set. Let's do that 1,100 meters kind of a thing. That same way, this thing also happened. Almost 18,000 meters elevation. I have done for safer side. I have done 18,000 meters of elevation. Then went ahead and do that to 20K. It's kind of it happens with the flow. I was on the training for the endurance rides and all the long rides throughout the year. I didn't stop the training just that I finish a event. So let's stop the training and all those things. I don't think I will be on the training. Let's do the events as the flow. If it's a self-motivated challenges kind of a thing. This Everesting. It's not the planned kind of events which we have a calendar and all those things. So these things I planned. If I am ready for it, I will plan accordingly and do it. That's the way I have done that virtual Everesting and Everesting.
Great, sir. It's a motivational and inspiring story from you, and many people are writing that they are.
Thanks.
So I want to ask one March question. One question is related to sleep management. So people are asking, how do you manage your sleep when you are doing endurance like 600, 1200 kilometers? Typically means when you are doing back-to-back endurance or a long endurance ride. How do you manage your sleep?
Got it. So sleep management is very critical thing, I could say. When I was starting the long brevis in 2015 February, that's the first time I was planning for that 600, my first 600 brevet. So that time it's a kind of a 600 kilometers. I didn't done a 600 kilometer at all. I done the brevet first SR series 1 month 200, next month 300, next month 400, then next month 600. It's a proper 1 month break. So I wrap myself as 200 we have done. 300 next we are doing. Next month in 4 weeks or 3 weeks we are going to do the 300. Next 3 or 4 weeks we are going to do the 400. Next 3 or 4 weeks we are going to 600. That way only I have done my first SR. So that really helps me to train for those events, I could say, because for the 300 we didn't have a sleep management. Majorly we will have the previous day sleep and all those things will help you sail through the 20 hours of cutoff time. So for 300 I didn't feel anything, but 400 we feel that we need to be on the saddle minimum 24 hours. So we did I have did with my two friends one of the night rides. We started from we worked from morning 9 o'clock and finished our work by 6 o'clock, and then we start from home by 8 o'clock and refresh ourselves and change to cycling clothes, and we started from my home by 8 o'clock, and we planned for a 6 hours night rides. So that really disturbs our sleep break, and that may tell me what I am lagging. Then I used to have some night shift works and all the office. So that also helped me into it. Then for 600, first 600 what I have done. Then after the 400, I did some back-to-back night rides for of 150 kilometers. I start from my home by 10 o'clock after my office hours and go and done my 150 kilometers or 6 hours maximum, 5 to 6 hours of ride. Then come back and sleep for 6 hours or 6 hours, 5 to 6 hours. Then next day, next weekend, I go for next day. I mean, I will do it on Friday night, and Saturday I will do another morning. I will do another 150 kilometers. Then I will do my routine, and then in the before going to the next night ride on Saturday night, I did a 2 hour sleep break. Then I did 150 kilometers. That was my training for the first 600. But after these many years of cycling and brevets and all those things, now I am not doing on all those night rides and all those experiments and all. For the events, I will plan in such a way that, for example, in 2020 February, I did a Bangalore 1200 kilometers event, which is organized by Bangalore Randomness Mohan Subramanian sir. So in that event, we start the event by evening 4 o'clock from Bangalore. So first day we are clear that we are not going to sleep anywhere. So we need to ride throughout the night. So we had the good sleep until 1 o'clock. It's a disturbed sleep. Anyone who is used to do on the big rides events and all, previous day it is kind of a disturbed sleep only. So I take the sleep long sleeps before 4 days itself. I will not stick to previous day sleep alone. I will sleep 4 days before the event. I used to do 8 hours sleep, or how much hour I can make out the sleep. I will sleep well for 4 days before the event, because before the day if we are trying to sleep and all, everyone will know, whoever done the many people from India are done LEL, PVP and all. They know the reason, because we will have all kind of anxiety and we will not get proper sleep and all those things. If we are more experienced also, we will not, from my experience, we will not get proper sleep before night. So we need to plan our rest and sleep before 3-4 days of the event, so that we will have some sleep, rest and all those things. Our mind will be fresh with our extra sleep and all those things. We will be able to sail through the first night. Every event, the first night I used to do a non-stop ride. So for 400 kilometers, for 4 p.m. it was started. Next day evening we were at the 600-kilometer U-turn turnaround point. So that we have reached around by 10:30. So we refresh ourselves and slept for proper 3 hours. From 11:15 to 3:15 we were at the bed. So we were sleeping. They have provided the accommodation, rooms and all those things. It's a drawback facility. By 3:15 we again wake up and we came out of the hotel by 4 o'clock. And then it's a kind of a next 300 kilometers we have the at the 900 kilometers point, I mean. So 900, it was 550. Another 350 kilometers we will have the next drawback point, which will have the sleep facilities. So we planned that by 4 o'clock we are starting. So next day night we will be sleeping at the 900 kilometers point. So that way we have planned the from 4 o'clock we reached that 900 CP by 11:30 night, 11:30 p.m. So that night also we slept for 3 hours. 12 o'clock we slept, 3:15, 3:30 we were awake and have refresh ourselves. By 4:30 we were on the roads. Then we finished the ride comfortably in 78 hours, or 78 to 79 hours we have completed the ride. But we have the proper first day, second day night at the 600-kilometer point we have a 3.5 hours sleep break. At the 900 kilometers point we have a 3 hours to 3.5 hours sleep. Around 7 hours we have planned our sleep such a way that we reach the CP drawback facility where we have the sleep kind of a thing. If we need to analyze what the route will offer us, that way we can manage our sleep. Sleep we can't control more than 24 hours, I could say. So after 24 hours or 30 hours, some may have the buffer of 30 to 48 hours. If we are doing a 1200 kilometers or 1000 to 500 kilometers races and all those things, we definitely have to plan our sleep. So that way we can do our planning on the route and see where we can, if we are having the discomfort on riding on the heat means, then we need to plan our sleep break on the daytime. Maybe by 1 o'clock we should plan our break, and we should sleep for 2 hours or 2.5 hours in some hotels or some dhaba, whichever is have the facilities. Previously we need to understand what is available on the road. So that point you need to be reach there and have a 2 hour sleep. It will do wonders for you to make you sail through the next maybe 12 hours or 15 hours. If it's a 600 kilometers, still you can, if you are slow on the course and you don't have a slow 2 hours or 3 hours of sleep in buffer in hand, then you need to have the plan your power naps of 10 to 15 minutes. You can plan a power nap of 10 to 15 minutes and keep moving on. If you can create a buffer, then the first idea of plan your route where you can have a sleep break, where you have hotels, dhabas in place, where you can get in and have a 2 hours, 3 hours sleep kind of a thing. If you are a slow rider or the course demands you, slows you down, then you can you can train for the power naps before the event and go ahead and carry on with the event. Power naps can work for somebody, some may not have workout. So that you need to find it. Everybody will have their own plus and minus. If something helps me, will not
Right.
helps you. So you need to fine tune what works for you and plan accordingly. If it's a 2 hour sleep only going to work for you, then it's a way that you need to create the buffer and sleep for 2 hours. By riding in the sleep with the sleep is risky in Indian roads. So better avoid that. If you are not used to that power nap, then it's a 2 hour break. If you are used to the power nap, then you can good to have without having the creating the buffer. You can go ahead with the event. That's the way you can plan
That's
your
great.
sleep management. It's up to you to understand what's your budget.
That's great, Sansar.
Yes.
So what do you
Next.
understand, the riders or the viewers? Sansar is always suggested to take a sleep as per your body demand. So, and he has suggested that 24 hours or 36 hours or until maybe 48 hours you can stretch your body. But beyond that, don't dare to ride without sleep. Whether it's a power nap or whether it's a long sleep or as per your body demand. But please take a sleep and be safe while riding. So that's a great
Yes.
information, Sansar, as per your experience. So one rider was asking, come back again with Everest. He was asking that how much time it take to recover your body after doing a full Everesting or 10K.
So full Everesting, it's I was used to ride daily 100 kilometers or 80 kilometers. I used to do. So I was on the training. So that way I made me to recover within two days from the full Everesting.
Okay.
So after doing the double Everesting, I was done one week recovery rides and all those things, 1 to 2 weeks of recovery rides and recover myself. And again, the sleep matters. I put in the extra sleeps and I start for the recovery rides also. I started the ride late and getting the night sleep and all those things. The sleep is the best recovery system. So if you sleep well after the event, then you can recover faster. And the food also what you are taking makes you recovery also. So that way I have
That's
recovered.
great. So, Sansar, we can see that you have a lots of experience with climbing and as well as flat, as well as race, and every portfolio. Whenever, uh, whichever portfolio dimension we are checking, that you have already give your signature on that. So that's amazing portfolio. So some people are asking the question that are you coming to Coast to Crest Bengal this year?
I may come.
Okay.
So, but it will
Good.
take time. We'll plan.
Definitely. So you are most welcome to the riders who are asking, or the viewers who are asking the question. So Sansar is very bold on that. He will definitely do his plan, and as per his schedule, he will try to join. So let me check other
Yes.
questions. So Pradimda, do you have any questions here?
Not right now, because Shan has already answered most of the questions that we all have, like
Yes.
mental toughness, sleep deprivation. Nutrition can be another thing, nutrition and hydration plan. But again, that's depends on the riders, particularly like respective riders.
Yes.
Some people may have solid or semi-solid food. There are riders or racers who just survive on liquid diets also, that we have seen in the rides and the long rides and the races.
Yes.
So can you just tell us in brief, like what is your nutrition and hydration plan, like for a 3-day race?
So, yes. So for the nutrition point, it's as you told, it's up to individuals. So some might work for someone, some might not work for someone. So we need to analyze and understand. We need to do all the researches on our body by taking some different types of foods and see what they adapt to our body, and we with whichever food gives energy back to us can be used on your thing. So for me, in the Everesting I could tell that ritual Everesting thing. So that's the thing easy to remember. I could say ritual Everesting, it was 14 hours. So it's all the zipped in the that's the climb which are most of the people are doing in the zipped. So it's a 14 kilometers climb with 1,000 meters of elevations. So it will take, for me it takes around 1 hour 15 to 20 minutes the climb. So every climb will have the 1 hour 20 minutes of effort we need to do. For me it was 1 hour 15 to 20 minutes I have to take. Last climbs and all 1 hour 30 minutes. So before the ride I had a good solid food which adapts my body, rice kind of a thing with eggs and all those things before the ride. I started the ride by morning 6 o'clock. So by 5 o'clock I was eating the solid food and preparing myself. So after that, when I get on to the trainer, I was having a electrolyte in one bottle of 600 ml bottle, and plain water in another bottle, and I have chickies, chocolates in front of me. So maybe 10 to 15 minutes I might have sip the electrolyte, and next sip I might have that water. So that's a mix and match I was taking it. So at the end of the climb, I was almost emptied the electrolyte bottle, maybe 100 ml or 150 ml. It will be there. So that almost 400 to 500 ml of electrolytes. Fastnap I was using, Fastnap reload tablets I was using it. So that I was emptied per climb for 1.5 hours. And after the climb, it's a descent. So descent, as everyone maybe whoever done the zip might be aware of that, we don't need to pedal the downhill. So it's a free ride. So I will get out of the saddle, get out of the trainer, and have banana, and I had the chicken breast made ready for me. So I will have a chicken, small pieces of chicken, and banana, for the initial two climbs. I had these things. So then the same routine during the rides, I had that electrolyte, emptying it, and so that was the same. After 3 climbs, I had that I had the protein shake, which 4 hours indoor rides. I have tried. I have some problems, and I have figure it out what's my problem are, and I found a solution that these are the things I am getting adapt to it. That's why I have figured it out and finalized my nutrition. This is the one of the best intake I have taken in an indoor ride. This is because indoor is the easy thing, we can get whatever we can plan ourselves. In outdoors on self-supported events, it's totally on the go, I could say. Before the event, I will fuel myself, and I will keep some gels with me. I used to have gels, and few rides I was on the liquid, as you was telling. I was using the ensure powders, keeping with me, and I was refilling with that. I have done 600 kilometers with the ensure and gels itself. After 450 kilometers only, I had a burger at CCD, Cafe Coffee Day, at one of the points. Until that, it was pure ensure, bananas, of course. En route, I get few bananas, so that bananas I have taken it, and I had 2 hours one gel, Univert gel I was using that time. It's in 2018. It's almost 600 kilometers with 5,500 meters. It's a replica of what the Deccan Cliffhanger course is, but Deccan Cliffhanger will have more rolling, but this will have 2 climbs in the South India. So that ride I want to do it in within 30 hours kind of a thing. So I done it in 29 hours. So with these things I have in plan, and I tried it in few of my long rides beforehand with the ensure thing, because ensure is not a easy thing. If you take it, you will have the dysentery kind of a thing on the initial few days. Then it slowly adapted me, but few might have problems still. Then it's a no for them. For me, after 1 week of continuously taking the ensure thing, I was adapted to it. The dysentery thing was stopped, and I was able to get the energy during the rides and all those things. I was tried out, and then I was attempting on the event. So these are the main nutrition points I could say. Whatever we wanted to have, also we need to understand that in the self-supported race, we need to understand what's available in where. So without that, we should not go to any of the self-supported races, or I could for the brevets also. So we need to understand what's available on the course, and what time we will be there at what area. So those things we should visualize, and with a buffer, we should have a plan A and plan B. We should have a buffer and all those things, so that we should see that if plan A goes well, we will be there. We will be here, and all those things we will have. In that point 200 kilometers, what we will get, what are the shops available. If it's a night time, then where we should keep the food and all those things. In Bliss in the Hills, I was telling 80 hours on 1 minute. It's a dense thing. We will not have anything on the night. So I carried dosa, sambar, and all those things in my backpack. So at the night, we had one hotel. We had the dinner. Then I had the 2 dosas and sambar and all. I was packing it and put a cover in it, and I had it at the midnight, 2 o'clock and 3 o'clock. I had it at the one of the CPs. It's a 200 kilometer CP, the first night. So then I was able to sail through the balance 5 to 6 hours. Once the daylight was there, 7 o'clock, I was able to get it into the city, remote areas where there will be few places, few foods will be available. So and I know that night time it's a dense forest, we will not be getting anything. So we need to be equipped for that. So that way, if you analyze the route, what is there in our route, then we can we should prepare ourselves for
the
that.
nutrition plan also should go with the route planning, like how we are going to ride
Yes.
and everything, so that you
Yes,
can plan your nutrition and hydration well. So you know the places where you can get food or any support. That's very important.
yes, yes.
Or many other questions?
Yes. So one more thing I will add it up. This actually, most of the people are aware that Mohan Subramaniam sir from Bangalore and will pinpoint everything in his sheet that this point will be having this food. That is a biggest advantage he is giving to the riders by pinpointing everything. This hotel will be available, this thing. And also I have noticed that Divya Tate in Inspire India event, when I was doing the Deccan Cliffhanger race, she was listing all those things, both the editions. Even I was the second time I was doing, she listed out all those things. What at this point this hotel will be available, this point this thing CCD will be available, and all those details they have given before it. Those kind of rights which I have done under them was given more awareness that we need to be self-evaluate their course and we need to understand what's available and all those things. That due to their initial stage, they was giving all those things to the during the event preparation, even pre-event preparation. That thing make me to understand these things, and I used to have a practice of it when I was doing
that's
an
very
event.
good on the organizers.
So they
part
were
also.
the main person.
Organizer, that's the responsibility of the organizers.
Yes.
Whoever is, yeah, Mohan is superb. Divya is also superb organizer, no doubt about it. So we also tried in post to race last year also to pinpoint that this can be your lunch point, plus minus 2 hours, depend on your speed and everything.
Yes.
This is where you will be reaching in the evening.
Yes.
You can have your dinner around 9, 10 or whatever is the time. So till 12 midnight, you will get this kind of thing at this dhaba or this hotel or this restaurant. So that's the organizer's responsibility. Absolutely right, Yuvarshan. Yeah.
Yes. That's a great thing to know.
Experience was coast to coast in there. They have in coast to coast, all the checkpoints are basically food center. They had tied up with some hotels or resting points and made the arrangement there that can be a stamping point as well as your food taking point. Also few of
nice.
3 out of 6 checkpoints are like there where you can also take a room or also you can nap. So I think
that's great. That's a great
more
thing.
way how better way, and even midpoint food points, midpoint food centers information can be shared with the riders. What?
Yes, races.
So here my friend Chinaki has asked one question: what is the secret of your endurance ride?
Just ride. Just listen to your body. Keep riding and listen to your body and listen to what's your in thought, and you have a clear cut plan vision for next maybe minimum six months. You should have a clear vision. Then if we are doing endurance rides, that's where I was there previously when I was more of a brevet kind of a thing. I used to pick all the brevets across South India, mainly in Bangalore and all those things. In Chennai I was living in Chennai. So Chennai is a flat city. Once I done many of the Chennai rides, I was traveling across every weekend to Coimbatore, which is 450 kilometers from Chennai. I used to travel one weekend there. And Bangalore, it's a 300 kilometers from here. I used to travel there and do all those toughest. That they used to have the toughest even. Bangalore used to have, if for a 300 kilometers rides, it will have a 2000 meters elevation. But in Chennai means it's a 300 kilometers ride means it will have 900 to 1000 meters only. It's not kind of a rolling or all those. It's a flat course. So those way I was doing all those things. Once I was into some structured thing and coaching and all those things with the kind of help from Kandappa sir and all those things, they advised that you should not do more brevets. You can do a lot of brevets and all those things, but when you are doing a fast rides and everything for races and all those things, ultra races and all those things in mind, you should plan your endurance events in such a way that for our 6 months we are doing these events. for next 1 year we are doing these events. That clarity if you have means you can love your endurance rides. That's the main thing. You have to love your rides. Then you have to you have to be passion if you are an endurance rider, passion about cycling and all those things. If you love what you are doing, then it will be come in all at your way. That's the
So
secret.
what I
I could say.
understand that from Sunset, that whether it's a endurance ride or speed ride, people should do in a structured training. It's not like a randomly they are participating the event and today 200 kilometers, next day 300 kilometers. That will not work in a long run. They should have a good vision for next 6 months or 1 year, and they should do a structured training. And even if I check your rides, I'm a regular follower or fan of you. You can say I can see that your training programs are also included more century rides or even back-to-back century rides.
Hello, can you repeat again?
Yeah. So what I was telling that you were suggesting that to do structured training regularly instead of doing ad hoc
Random.
big rides. And nowadays I can see, I think that network is again disturbing. Yeah, Sansar, you can hear me?
There seems to be a bit of connectivity issues.
Yeah. Today and everywhere. I think even my end also I'm facing.
That's not a problem. It's
I think it's the election time, so networks are congested little bit. And
no, whatever Shun has said is superb in the sense that he has covered all the points what requires to be
dimensions are open. What we have not think.
Whatever it requires to be a great ultra cyclist, and those who are right now, I would say, would be ultra cyclists or budding ultra cyclists, they can take lots of cue from him, from Shun, that how to manage sleep, how to manage nutrition, how to manage the mental strength. Those are very important parts to be an ultra cyclist. Yeah, now I think that Shun is back again.
Yeah. Sunset, so my question was like that. I was checking in your rides in Strava and find that your rides are 100 kilometers continuously or maybe long rides continuously. And I believe that the parts of your training plan it did not develop one day. So what's your view or what's your suggestion for the new endurance rider who are following you as a godfather or as a god rider? And but maybe sometimes they are trying to following you and they have started doing that kind of long endurance back to back. So what's your suggestion on that, or how you suggest them to do progress to come up your level?
So first of all, the current trend of ultra cycling or endurance rides is the or any rides. When I was starting in 2014, I was not even looking at the speed and kilometers and all those things. I will go out there and 2 hours or 3 hours I will be there on the saddle and come back home. It may be 70 kilometers, 50 kilometers, 30 kilometers, whatever may be. But I will be on the saddle. But that way I have developed the base in my system. So the base period is the main thing which is lagging nowadays. Many people will go for the event by started riding maybe in Jan, and they will be sign up for the event in February or March. Then they will go ahead and go with it, and then they will see some Strava profile or someone in the event, and they will follow them, and they will see that that's the wrong way to approach, I could say. If someone is looking at that some of the rider in Strava or someone in an event, means they need to understand what's the background of the physical fitness. So that's the main thing they need to understand. So by understanding that, otherwise if you are connect with that person, you can ask with them what makes you how you ask me what makes you come to this level. So that question will answer you how they have developed you. So coming to my point, I was started in 2015. That time I was not a regular day-to-day cyclist. So I will do 1 day strengthening, 1 day cycling, 1 day running. So that's where I built up the thing. So after some point of time, I have thought that my main thing will be on the cycling. So I have stopped the running part. So running is a injury proven, but I was okay to, I have done few 3 full marathon and all those things, but still I wanted to be more on the cycling thing. So I have stopped this. So I don't want to be so that the period. Then I get a mentorship from Kandapa sir. So that time I was very free from all those thinking that when what I am doing wrong, and what whether I am doing this thing for the event, or this will give some purpose to the my next event, and all those things I have taken off from my mind. So he taken care of my things by seeing that your training is this thing. So today you do these things. If someone is looking at my 100 kilometers rides or 50 kilometers ride or 80 kilometers rides day to day, means it is not a steady thing. Every day I am not doing a high endurance rides. So it will have interval spot. It will have mixed paces. So one day I will do a threshold workout. So I have a power meter. So that's the main thing. If you, I could say, if you are more into ultra cycling and you wanted to perform better and all those things, better to have a mentor or coach with you. So they will guide you what you need to do. But you can inspire from seeing someone performance and some rights and all those things. But if you have, in the beginning it's okay, 3 to 6 months you can, okay, you can do whatever mistakes whatever you want and all those things. But my humble suggestion is, don't do blindly by seeing someone who is doing for the past 10 years. So that's the background history they need to see. If you are seeing some profile, means you need to see when they have started, how they have progressed. In Strava you can see the whole thing. 2015 what they have done, 2016 what you have done, 2017 what you have done, 2019, 2020 what you have done. So that way you can see that what they have done. So they have put in those much mileage. Initial stages the mileage was slow. So initial 2 3 years, 20,000 kilometers, 25,000 kilometers. So first year maybe 12,000 or something like that. Then I have progressed from my yearly mileage itself. It will show up that what I have put in and all those things. That time when I have done a 40,000 kilometers in a year also. That time it's not more about intervals and all those things. It's kind of a base period, I could say. So where I have put in lots of mileage and all those things, and then I have progressed. The next year I done few events that I perform better. So that way you need to understand, if you are connecting, you are able to connect with some person who are inspiring you. Better check with them what they have done. So that's the suggestion I could say. So that way it's not a overnight thing what I am doing 100 kilometers daily. It's a build up came for the past 9 to 10 years. That's where made me to be doing 100 kilometers. Not a, technically it's not 100 kilometers. Maybe it's a 80 kilometers per day. Overall per week it will be a 700 kilometers.
That
On an average it would be 100.
That's great. So Supradinda, this discussion will be is a never.
Hope it answers
So
you.
many things we have to learn from Sun sir, and people who are watching here, or almost maximum of them is a big fan of him. But we have already spent more than 1 hour, so I think so we should conclude the session. So Supradinda, is there anything last you want to join, and let's wrap up?
I think we have, Shun has practically done everything in this small session. I requested him to be here for around 15 minutes. Now I think it has gone beyond almost an hour or so. Anyway, it is, but he has covered almost everything what ultra cycling is right now, and how any of us who probably are rookie right now, how he or she can start ultra cycling and make a change in the overall scenario of Indian ultra cycling. That's why we all want to make a change, make a bit of our thing. So it's all our challenge. Like, it's a challenge that has been set by ourselves. It's not the challenge set by anyone else. So ultra cycling is all about testing self endurance, where I can be in the next 10 years, where I can be in the next 5 years, or even tomorrow, how I can, or where I can go, how many miles, how many kilometers I can achieve. So it's all about self indulgence, you can say. It's a kind of a passion, as Shan has pointed out. If the passion has to be there, So he has covered absolutely everything more or less. Arnav, we can wrap it up right now. And if you have any other questions, of course, Shun is always
So,
available on Instagram and
whenever
everywhere.
yeah, questions are flooding
Yes.
like anything.
So
So what we
there is
we
never ending, unending
never
questions.
ending. So we can take all those question or unanswered question and we can pass
Yeah.
to Sunset. So at his off time, at his feasible time, he can reply back over the questions and we can put those question answers as a question answers in the comment section of the live video once we will host it. So I
Yeah.
think that will be satisfy our
Yes, and
viewer.
of course this
Otherwise,
live video will be available on YouTube also. So if people have questions, they can also comment on the YouTube video link. So I think that Shan can answer all these questions later on, because it's a continuous
Yes.
discussion that has to go on in the cycling community. Like one preparation, one race, one ride, one BRM. So this preparation, these questions, this discussion should go on and on. It should not never stop. But yes, we have to stop somewhere today. There is no end to it also. Okay, thank you, Shan sir, for your time. Thank you, Arnav. Okay,
thank you. Thanks a
thank
lot. See you
yeah.
again.
Okay.
Yes, yes, I
Have a
will
nice
do.
day. Bye.
Yes, I will do.